Congressman, Captain Clay Higgins.
Well, I generally don't need a microphone, so known to be rather loud. Thank you for all being here, and you're welcome for the cash bar. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here. I'm Captain Clay Higgins, Deputy Marshal. It's my humble honor to stand before you tonight as a candidate for United States Congress. I intend to represent all of Acadiana, the great state of Louisiana, and patriot Americans from sea to shining sea as Louisiana 3rd District Congressman. My campaign staff has prepared a clear path to victory. Support for my message and support for this mission is nationwide. But please allow me to clarify something. People have been asking, are you running? Captain Higgins, what are you running for? I'm not running. I'm not a runner. I don't run from things. I'm not running for office. I'm descending into the belly of the beast, the Leviathan of biblical proportions that has become our federal government.
Yes.
I'm descending as a soldier by the will of the people, descending as a warrior, armed with the Constitution, protected by my faith, driven by love for my country, supported by the American people, and encouraged by the will of those patriots across America that would see their nation restored to greatness. I'm a humble American man who will not sit idly by as my nation is devoured from within by career politicians who no longer serve we, the people. We shall be victorious, and America united will stand again. And Acadiana united will exemplify that with love and compassion for our fellow man, with strength, courage, and confidence that strikes fear in the hearts of our enemies, that uplifts the spirit of the weary, that comforts the sorrow of the fallen. Speaking to my elders, the beautiful elders of our nation who've been disrespected by brash youth for too long, addressing my elders, know that I love you, I respect you, I admire you. Regardless of color or creed, political affiliation, or cultural background, you have earned the right to lead this country by electing representative that reflects your values, your work ethic, by sending working class Americans to Washington who understand that you turned over a perfectly fine country to my generation and we've allowed it to fall. And we intend to stand it back up. Speaking to my brothers and sisters of alternate ideology, I say to you, hear me, feel my spirit, listen to my heart. We are all Americans. We are one. We are strong. I'm a conservative, patriot American. Amongst my family are many different shades of ideology, but yet we gather. We gather as a family. We love each other. We respect each other. And yes, we have healthy debate. And of course, we don't always agree on how to move our country forward, or what's best for mankind, or where our parameters should lay as a nation and as a people. But we always agree upon our love and respect for each other. My family is a reflection of the American family. For an entire generation, we've allowed ourselves to be divided along lines that were long ago erased. I ask you to allow our slight ideological differences to be set aside. I ask you to join me, lend me your trust. Cast out the dark spirit which divides us. Speaking to my brothers and sisters of varying cultural background and ethnicity, I ask you to hear my voice. Judge for yourself if I speak not the truth. When I tell you that I love you as one, I love you as a brother, I love you as a sister, I shall not vary from that love. We must stop being divided among racial lines in America. The insidious forces who sought to divide us have succeeded for too long. As a 54-year-old man that has loved my nation and the people who dwell within it, regardless of color or ethnicity, I've learned all too well that all Americans bleed red. It's been clearly established in my spirit by the voice of God, by His Spirit that lives within me as it lives within you, regardless of your religious background or belief. We all have a voice within us, do we not?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
that speaks to us clearly, that delineates right from wrong. This is the nature of a man's life. We learn through the course of time if we just listen to the clear sound of righteousness within us. That quiet voice within me has made it very clear that we are not divided by race, not in the eyes of God. Only man has created this division.
That's right.
Speaking of those who struggle with unemployment, who've had their own American dreams shattered by layoffs and a stagnant economy, I'll speak from my heart to yours when I say that I've been where you are. I know struggle. I know hunger. I understand what it is to choose between paying your rent or buying groceries. I've wept at the crushing feeling of an eviction notice. Your pain is mine, and it's shared by every loving American. Your voice will be heard above the grinding money machines of heartless Wall Street bankers. Your future will be restored through the collective power of the American will. Your pain and struggle will be planted like a spear into the floor of the United States Congress, and that struggle will not be removed until the wound bleeds red with your heartache. The entrenched establishment and career politicians who no longer represent you will be enlightened or silenced. America sends billions of taxpayer dollars to nations overseas to buy influence with demons. Meanwhile, your homes are lost for lack of a compassionate resolution with Wall Street banks run by millionaires who dine at the White House. It is my solemn vow that the struggles faced by working Americans who've lost their jobs due to no fault of their own will have a very loud, angry voice in Washington. You will be heard. Speaking to my brothers and sisters, my fellow Americans who feel disenfranchised, who feel abandoned, who feel silenced or oppressed by their own government, who have rarely, perhaps never, participated in the political system. I ask you to look into my eyes. I ask you to hear me speak from my heart. I ask you to allow yourself to be uplifted by my words of encouragement and faith. Faith not just in the spirit of the American people, but also faith in the constitutional guidelines that establish our elections. We are a representative republic. Our nation has fallen not because of the system envisioned by divine guidance and established by our founding fathers, but because of disconnected career politicians who manipulated the system to seize power. So for those of you who perhaps for many, many years have not voted, I ask you to lend me your voice. Stand with me. Take the hand of your brother and sister and have faith one more time. Speaking to the homeless, the discarded, the lost. You are not forgotten. You are not alone. Hang on. I'm coming.
Whoa.
Finally, speaking to my fellow veterans and brothers with the thin blue line. Listen up. Eyes up. 360. I got point. Cover your brother. Clear your corners. Get your mind right. We have a door to kick. Let us join together and send a clear message to Washington, a clear message to the world, that all of us together will stand and join as one. We will not sit idly by and allow our nation to descend further into the depths of darkness. We will not allow our children's future to be mortgaged beyond repair. We will not allow our military to be eviscerated and weakened. We will not allow our children. We will not allow our children to be subjected to intolerable indoctrination in our public schools. We will stand. We will fight. We will restore America. We are Acadiana United. We are America United. I'm Captain Clay Higgins.
I'm with Clay.
I got it.
I humbly ask for your support as I begin this journey to serve the people of all Acadiana, the home that I hold close, the land of my birth, Louisiana, and the nation that calls upon me to serve. My friends, my brothers and sisters, I have embraced the path that has been prepared for me. From bended knee, I ask you to join me on this mission. Let us move forward as one people with encouraged spirit and uplifted faith in the future of our country, with the determination to send a clear message to Baton Rouge and to sound a loud thunder heard in Washington that career politicians are done.
Amen.
We're sending a patriot to Washington.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.